You know, I have been thinking about the video I made a few days ago explaining the nuances of liberalism that I've came to discover and understand from my personal experiences with dealing with liberalism in my college experience. And that caused me to also start thinking about conservatism, because as we all know, conservatives and the conservative reaction to college is largely negative and pessimistic because of the inherent liberal orientation that college brings and what they see themselves as contributing to society as a, as a, as a product of society itself rather than a product of learning, separate of society, the present self rather than what the self could be. I explained this in my previous video. So this inherent liberalism that college can't help but have would explain why conservatives are threatened by it, because conservatives are concerned with conserving their own self, or concerned with conserving the interest of what they see for themselves rather than the interest of what they see for the present selves of others around them, what they're conserving. While liberal is what is conserving as a whole, as a social group. Liberalism is inherently the present moment of society, while conservatism is the present moment of the individual, the conservation of the individual. So this makes sense that there's this huge political divide between liberalism and conservatism. If I was a conservative, I would dislike the college too. I mean, I dislike the college now, but it's coming from a socialist perspective, for the opposite reason. I don't think they're liberal enough. I think they should understand the selves of others rather than simply tolerate it. And that's not just this present moment, but the present moment of the future. What they will become as a place of learning to stand to reason. That's the only way to go about providing a safe and conducive learning environment that they claim they want to uphold in the student handbook and the student code of conduct. But yet, here I am. As well as a conservative perspective, if college vibrates my interpretation of liberalism, of understanding the perspective rather than simply tolerating, then they can come to understand the conservative perspective as well. And maybe there wouldn't be such a drastic divide. But this divide between liberalism and conservatism on college campuses makes perfect sense now. It makes perfect sense. It's a division of the self, the current self, that is shaped and conditioned by the material or current material condition that we live in. Liberalism is inherently for the material conditions of the whole social group, as is, not what it could be. That's socialism. And conservatism is self-centered, what they're conserving from the perspective of the individual. So that's what I've been thinking about, and I've come to understand. I mean, this is why I have no regrets of what happened to me. I filed an appeal. The Judicial Affairs informed me that the appealing committee has been established, so I'll see if I can actually appeal my verdict to the final decision. I have my doubts though, because everything is internal. But if I do appeal, then I'll start a club to represent my interests on the college campus, and this new interpretation I think would be beneficial for all.